Hey everybody, Excel Answers here, and today we are here to show you how to use our Sample Money Projections tool. So, let's get started. First off, how does this tool work? Well, you're going to go ahead and go to your bank account, or however much cash money you have lying in your drawer, and you're going to enter that here in your current balance. So I just said $1,000, because you know what, sure, we'd all like to have at least $1,000 bucks. So, I put that right here in my enter current balance, and that's the only thing I'm going to change on this page. Everything else will autofill for me on this page. And this is kind of our just general, you take a look at how much money you think you're going to have later on. And I'll show you how we build this into the spreadsheet in a little bit. So, in that first tab, we have our balances for the upcoming year. That's if we start in January, and I'll also show you some modifications for that later. But to get started, you know what? Let's figure out how much we're going to be spending year by year. So I went ahead and pre-filled this just because it would take forever for me to fill this out during the video. But you guys have your own expenses and you have your own individual things. So I went ahead and said, you know what, sure, maybe I live in a big house with a bunch of housemates. Here's the utilities that I have to pay because they're paying extra for food or something. And maybe here's some food I have to pay because I'm just like, a lot of food. And car insurance, rent, gas, other miscellaneous things, personal care, eating out, health insurance, that kind of stuff. And so I went ahead and pre-filled this, and you guys can obviously, fill it out with your own numbers too if there's different things. And I said, okay, so let's just go ahead and say this is my expenses month to month. On average, let's say I'm spending that much money, then that'll kind of go from January through December. And you know what? Say there's like a one-time cost sometime in April. You know it's somebody's birthday, so birthday present, and that's going to be Jack's birthday present. You know what? I'm only going to spend like 20 bucks on Jack because he's kind of an okay friend, but I haven't known him that long, so there you go. But sometime in October, it's Mom's birthday, and you know what? I'm going to actually have to spend a lot on that because it is her golden birthday, so I have to spend at least $100, get her something nice, and make sure that that happens. So if you guys noticed before in the balances, what we have is we had this being slightly different. So in the balances over here, we had these a little bit higher than they were before. So notice how this kind of goes from here to here. Well, I'll show you that in the incomes in a second, but these balances also kind of got a little bit smaller. And let me show you more specifically. So say in June, we're going to take a $200 hit in our expenses. Actually, let's make it $500 just so you can really see, because we got in a car accident. No, let's just say we're gonna have to pay a rental deposit because we're moving, and we're gonna have to put a new deposit down, and we didn't get anything back from our old deposit. So right there in June, as you guys can see, I'm gonna undo it and then redo it. There, those changes gone. June is at 2420. And putting those back in, it's now at 1920. So as you can see, that kind of affected the amount of money we have going forward, and this spreadsheet is built so that this graph and these numbers will kind of autofill and tell you how much you have left. So now we'll move on to the final component of our spreadsheet over here. We'll have the income segment. And I just went ahead and say, you know what, you have a pretty decent job. You've got job one, it's paying you $2,000 a month. You're doing okay. You're going through the month by month, just working. And then you know what? Oh, grandma gives you a massive gift for your birthday in June, and you just put that in your bank account and you hold on to it. And so that's kind of how you plot out, and maybe like I'm working an odd job, so let's just say odd job. And that's going to give me like $200 sometime in August. And so you can add that in and kind of see what that does over time to your bank account. And the best thing about this is if, say, actually there's a monthly expense for medical expense, and that's going to be about $300 a month, then I can say, you know what, as I go through here, what is my actual expense going to look like towards the end of December? And so we can go back here in the balances, and you're like, ooh, okay, so this means I need to ask mom and pop or figure something else out, because that will not work. by December. Actually, it won't even work through July. So that gives you an idea what the spreadsheet does and what it can do. And if you have any questions for me, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And the link to this spreadsheet and to this download is also included below. So best of luck, and I hope you guys enjoy the spreadsheet.